Well, hello again, everybody. Today we are on a beautiful, nice, cold day down at a really interesting place. We are at the James H. Sloppy Floyd State Park. Now, this is a pretty big park, and while there's plenty of stuff to do, camping, this, that, and the other, I'm going to focus on something interesting. I'm going to focus on the fact that there is a marble mine here. So anyway, guys, let's take a look around and see what we can see today. We're going to have some fun. I'm not sure how handicapped accessible this will be. It supposedly is only 1/8 of a mile from the parking area to the mine, but we shall see. Come on, guys, let's go have some fun. One of the more interesting things is, I believe that they have some pretty good fishing here. Obviously, at this time of year, it's going to be bad because, it is winter time. But I will say one thing. It's big enough that they've got a boat ramp. This is a really cool looking bridge that they've got going across here. And there are picnic areas here. I believe there's even some camping here. Looks like you can even rent aqua cycles. Those look interesting. That's kind of cool. Right in the shadow, the frost has stayed, but where the sun has shined, it has gone away. Bluebird. I wonder how deep this is. If anybody knows, please let me know in the comments. I'd be curious as to how deep this reservoir is. It looks like it's got drainage coming from other sections too. I don't know. One of those curiosity things, I guess. That's just cool. A great blue heron. Now, there is one thing about this. If you do come here, there is a parking fee, which is fine. That helps cover all of the costs of running this place. I had to pay $5, so I'm guessing it's $5 a day, but if you are close enough, I am sure that they have a longer one that's year-long or whatever. Look at that. See, you can just sit here and chill. Hey, fellas. Sorry, I do not have anything for you. But I am sure that they are used to people feeding them. Well, I found it. To the Marble Mine Trail. Okay, that's kind of cool too. Somebody must have been training that grapevine. And evidently there is a lot of water coming down, so it looks like it's definitely creek and spring fed going to that lake. Now, I guess it's 0.8 of a mile. We're going to get to the mine. And it does look like they've got some cool signs. Kind of reminds me of Audubon Acres over in Chattanooga. They have a lot of stuff because Audubon Acres is Cherokee based. And by the way, I don't know if I said or not, but this park is near Summerville, Georgia. So, 45 minutes to an hour outside of Chattanooga. And if you're coming from Atlanta, it's a little up the road. One thing interesting about this park too is, or at least this trail that I'm on, it hooks up to a much larger trail. I believe it's 20 or 30 miles long. Well, I don't know if I'm coming up on the mine or not. This is kind of a side piece. I would say I probably am. There's some interesting structure right here. Looks like the walls have fallen down. I don't know what this would have been. There's an interesting little clearing right here. And, well, there's another set of buildings. And another. These must have been the bins or whatever for that. So maybe it's over here. I don't know. Well, I appear to be on top of some concrete structure. I am not 100% sure where it is. I guess I can poke around for a little bit, see if I see anything. I mean, I don't know if that's the marble or not. But tell you what, I'm gonna poke around and see what I can see, and I'll get back with you guys. Well, this is definitely getting more interesting. I've been poking around, still haven't found it, but here's another structure. I don't know if this was built as part of the park, as a restroom, or if it was a dynamite shack. I would say with the vent that it probably was a toilet at one point. Look at those big wooden beams. So, well, the trail does go down that way, so I am going to continue on. Well, I've come up to another junction. I'm definitely on the right path. I know that water comes from the mine or whatever. Good Lord. I have a feeling that, yeah, it's going to be a little bit fun. It looks like they've had a ton of water flow, and it looks like, yeah, it has collapsed and killed their drainage. I know this mine is going to be up in this direction, but look at how beautiful this little area is. Now that is the name of the big trail, and I'm not going to, well, Pinhoti? Please let me know if I'm saying that the wrong way. Well, after a decently strenuous little hike up, and by the way, I'm going to say this is not as handicapped accessible as I would have hoped. We have found the mine. And granted, it's not huge. I'll try to find some more information on it later, but just look at this. This is pretty special right here. And they would have mined all the stuff out of here. Just look at that. Guys, let's take a closer look. Now, that is the Pinole, I don't know, loop trail. You're going to have to be very careful. As you see, there's a lot of ice. Because, you know, it has been cold. Interesting texture that's in this. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can see all the different layers too. I'm just going to try to dash through here. A lot of drippy water. Looks like it dead ends right there. So I guess they didn't mine a whole bunch of stuff out. Let me see if my cell phone flashlight can help that a little bit. Nah, it really can't help that much. But yeah, this is pretty amazing. Look at that. Now imagine coming here later on in the afternoon when the light has moved around is probably even more amazing. I guess that's the layer where the marble started. And it just kind of petered out. And then, just in case you didn't know, no swimming or wading and no fishing in the pool. Although, I don't know if there'd be any fish in here or not. Anyway, guys, this is pretty cool. Yes, it's got a moon carved into it. Well, I'm back at the buildings, and I know somebody saw this, so I'm just going to say something about it. Yes, this is a privy, and yes, it is a one-seater, and it has a moon carved into it. You kind of have to. Well, we're almost back. You know, if you come here on an off time, it is really peaceful. I'm going to ask the guy in the office a couple of questions, and you know what, I think I may drive around and show you guys a little bit more of this park.
Hi, my name's David Norvoj. I'm park manager at James H. Floyd State Park in Somerville, Georgia. I am proud to be at a beautiful little park. We're 537 acres total. The park property extends from the top of Taylor Ridge, where it abuts the Chattahoochee National Forest, and then descends to two man-made lakes. One is about 32 feet higher than the other, so they're known as the upper and lower lakes. Total acreage of the two is just short of 50 acres. Known for great fishing. The marble mine is one of the most popular features here at the park. People come from far and wide to make what's considered a moderate hike. It's a little less than a mile from the park office to it. The marble mine was marble was first discovered in this area, actually in just after the Civil War, but it became something considered commercially viable to try to extract somewhere in the early part of the 20th century, around 1916 to 1919. This area, which is considered called Taylor Ridge, is known for quartz, also something called chert, which makes excellent roadbed, and a vein of marble. Back in that part of the 20th century, a company called Georgia Marble started the mine. It went several hundred feet into the ridge. It was known for its rather unique, even exquisite color of marble, which was white with black flecks, a shiny black fleck. The marble was mined for about 5 to 7 years. The goal was to get it out of the mountain, but then to get it to the railhead or rail station in Somerville, which from here in the park is only about 4 miles. But the challenge was getting slabs of marble across several creeks that, of course, needed bridges to make it. And the bridges just weren't up to the challenge of the weight. There was an area that's just below the mine that's now somewhat overgrown and even hard to see, but it was known as the sorting shed. If you explore back behind the sorting shed, you'll see a whole lot of marble tailings where the rocks and rough pieces of marble were sheared into slabs. There's another small building that you'll notice or would notice if you come on the way up to the marble mine. That was where dynamite was stored. It's called the Dynamite Shack. Eventually, marble was discovered in large quantities to the east of this point, almost the same latitude, but about 75 miles east in a small town known as Tate, and it's still considered the marble capital of Georgia at this point. And many companies, including Georgia Marble, moved over there and started operations. And it runs that area is very active to this day.
All right, so we turned right out of the office area, And going across the dam, there's another trail. And evidently, up in this direction is a lot of camping. And we're just going to take a quick look at it. Well, guys, if you're interested in this kind of thing, there appear to be cottages to rent too. That might be a little cool thing to check out. I'm sure if you contact, these are pretty little cottages. Okay, so definitely a cool little place. So if you want to rent a little cottage, these look like a perfect spot to do some nicer kind of camping. And it looks like some of them even have DirecTV, so you're not exactly suffering, so to speak. And you've got all of this park around you, so it's nice to check out. All right, so we've got these. Let's get back out on the main road, shall we? Mine is up over in that section, so we're gonna, I know that there's more camping in this direction. I think that's the end of the park that way. Trail parking, Jenkins. Okay, so you have, ooh, there's a campground too. Let's take a look at the campground. So you've got backcountry campsites. I imagine that this is the more traditional campgrounds. Yeah, so you can bring campers in here. So this is a pretty cool little, all-around little place. Yeah, see, this is the more traditional, so you can back your camper up, or you can... This is nice. And obviously you need to do reservations, and this is pretty... I don't even have firewood for sale and all that. This is pretty nice right here. You've got laundry? I mean, this is a sweet setup. So if you're into the camping or anything like this, this state park is pretty sweet. And they definitely keep up with things. I mean, everything's neat. You saw the guy blowing. I imagine that some people stay here for a little while and then move on. And there are plenty of camper spots. And some of these are even rigged up, it looks like, better for longer ones. So if you have a longer camper or RV, that works out pretty good. There's a trailer sanitary station. I mean, this is impressive. So the last place to check out on the way is right here. It looks like the wind might have blown that one a little bit. And you've got a picnic area, and I imagine that this would be a closer, if you just want to hike to the trail, this would be an easier place to reach. This is very nice. Very nice, and just far enough off the beaten path that you don't have to worry about anything crazy. So you've got the different picnic shelters. Evidently that's a bathroom building and stuff up there. And this is where I guess you'd park for the hiking trail. So, yeah. This is a really cool place. I am glad that I came down here. Anyway, guys, I am off to go on some more journeys. Until then, why don't you go on a journey of your own? We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.